Hello and welcome. A while back I did a tutorial on Cole Porter's I've Got You Under My Skin. I think it's time we should look at another one of his classic songs. The one I have in mind is It Was Just One of Those Things. I picked the key of F since it seems to be what most arrangers prefer. I'll only be using root positions of the chords this time around, which starts on D minor, the 6th chord of F. Goes down to an A7, which is rather interesting to say the least, since there is no A7 in the key of F. Certainly there's no C sharp. So this must be tonicization, aka secondary dominance. This would be the 5 of D minor, the 5 of 6. However, Mr. Porter decides to go down 3 primary to an F7. Now some of you may think that we're on a 1 chord because it's an F chord. Not quite. If it had been an F triad, an F6, an F major 7, even an F major 9, yes, it would be a 1 chord, but not with that E flat in there. It's a dominant chord. Again, tonicization, F is the 5 of B flat, so this would be the 5 of 4. Not surprisingly, that's where it wants to go. There are times when 4 chords go to minor in order to return back to the tonic chord. This is no exception. However, a lot of arrangers prefer an altered 4 using a B flat diminished, simply because of voice leading considerations. Not surprisingly, it goes back to the 1 chord. Now, Mr. Porter wants to get to that 2 chord, the G minor, and he wants a chord in between. Different ones he could choose, but he chooses an F minor chord to do that. Find out why that chord rather than other possibilities very shortly. Returning, of course, to the 2 chord, to the 5, and 5 takes us to 1. Almost finished the first verse. We're in the turnaround. I'm going to use an F sharp diminished to take us to the 2 chord. This would be called the 7 of 2, to the 2 chord. Instead of 2 going to 5, we go up 2 primary move to an A7. Again, the 5 of D minor, the 5 of 6, and to the next verse. Now, as I mentioned before, I was just going to be only using root positions. This time around, I'm going to arrange the chords using inversions, creating a downward chromatic bass line, which will prove just how versatile this Cole Porter classic really is. Okay, so we're on the 6th chord, the D minor. Moving to the 5 of 6, the A7, first inversion, C sharp at the bottom. And listen to this nice chromatic move. Isn't that beautiful? So now we are in the 2nd inversion of F7. In order to maintain the continuity of halftone drops, Cole Porter decides to go to a half diminished 7, just over top of the diminished 7, which in turn falls to the 1st inversion of 1, and drops to the A flat. There's your reason why he chose the F minor, the altered 1 chord, in order to set up that A flat to drop to the root of the 2 chord. Onto the 5 chord, C7. Passing contrapuntal 7th to the 3 chord, the substitute for the 1, A minor 7. Could have used the 1 chord to the 5 of 2. Tonicization, taking us to the 2 chord. And if we're going around to the next verse, up a whole step. A7, which takes us to the 6th chord. Now, if I were moving into the bridge, middle part of the song, the release, it's actually in the key of E flat. So here's how he gets us into E flat. From the turnaround, 3 chord moving to the 5 of 2, the D7, but instead of going to the 2 chord, he goes to the F minor, which now becomes the 2 chord of E flat, going to the 5 chord, the B flat 7, and now we're nicely, happily into the key of E flat. And he reinforces the key of E flat by doing the same thing again, 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, B flat 7, and into the 1 chord. I can hear it moving out. Here I'm playing a D minor 11, which is now moving into the key of C. This now becomes the 2 of C, going to the G7, the 5 of C, and not surprisingly to the 1 chord of C, to the 6 A minor, and what's this? F sharp diminished? Where'd that come from? Well, from C to F sharp is the distance of a tritone, 3 whole tones, equal division of the octave. Works beautifully for us. And again, it sets up the continuity of the descending half tones. F minor, the 4 minor chord, to the 3 chord E minor 7. Just parallel harmony coming down in a minor form. To the 2 chord, D minor 7. 5. Up a whole step to A7, the 5 of 6 in F, and we are back moving into the last verse. The third bar of the last verse is where the climax comes in. Perfect timing at the 11th hour, that high F. And again, from the F to the B, equal division of the octave. The B flat diminished, the alternative 4 minor chord, to the 3 chord, D7, the 5 of 2, and just stepping up as almost a first inversion of D7 to F sharp diminish, the 7 of 2, taking us to the 2 chord, 5, and of course into the final tonic 1 chord. And that, my friends, is pulling apart and analyzing the music of It Was Just One of Those Things, a great Cole Porter classic. It is an incredible song. You know what? I have never posted a rendition of this song on YouTube. Yes, I'm going to post a solo version of this next month for you. So that's a wrap. Please consider subscribing. That's important. Until next time, have yourself a great day. See you soon. Bye for now.